to the Outpost Podcast. I'm your host, Deontay Streeter, and if you've been around for a little while, you know that the mission of this podcast, the reason why this whole thing exists, is to be a beacon of light in our community, to shine out to them, to signal to them, hey, you can come here and find refuge, you can be formed by the wisdom that we share here, and also you'll be sent out with hope, with inspiration, with a little bit of Jesus, with a lot of bit of Jesus, actually. And hopefully you'll be able to create that moment for someone else along your faith journey. Today we have someone very special on the podcast. He is our youngest member of staff, and we will not let him forget it. He is probably the person that you're calling on more than likely to help you with a tech issue of any sort, whether it's audio, visual, lighting, whatever the case may be. He's around on Sundays all the time, and he's a friend. He's a really good friend.
I see what you did there.
Nice. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to some and introduce to others this Riley Friend. Riley Friend.
Hi.
How's it going, man?
I'm going pretty good.
Yeah?
Today is a pretty good day. My mom told me to wear this outfit, and she was like, you better look good on this podcast. You should have got a haircut. That's what she was saying. I was like, oh, my gosh.
Well, you look great, man. You look great.
Thank you.
I'm curious, just off the bat, how many different variations or different references have people given you about your last name?
Oh, man. It's it hasn't happened to me in a while.
Really?
But it happens to my cousins a lot because they play basketball and there's commentators on basketball, and man, they say the most cringe things imaginable.
What's like the most cringe thing you've heard?
It was at my cousin's basketball game. It was if he hits this free throw, he is going to be a friend to the whole village of Leesburg.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, oh my goodness.
Okay. Yeah, see, my mind automatically goes to like Toy Story. Like, I wonder how many people just bust out, you got a friend in me.
That's happened. That's happened.
Like, that is insane. Well, I mean, it's a very unique last name, just
very
to
unique.
be fair.
Very unique, yeah.
Well, man, tell us a little bit about, like, where you're finding refuge in life right now. What are you finding joy in outside of people finding new ways to make fun of your name?
Yeah, riff on my name. Post in the comments.
Right.
What I'm kind of finding refuge in right now is connection with like a lot of people. Like I'm kind of an extrovert, so just connection with, I have like a Bible study that I run, like men's group, that I do over Discord with some of the people from like my hometown. And that's been really good. We've been going through Mere Christianity, and just like staying connected with them and staying like rooted in like with a group of guys, kind of helping you on your spiritual journey. That's like awesome to me. And also in my other relationships as well, like my former friends. Not former friends, college friends. I'm so sorry.
He's letting you know on the podcast we're no longer friends.
We're no longer friends. No, we are still friends. So we did, me and my wife Alex did a lot of traveling this summer, just meeting a lot of college friends because, we've just graduated in the 2025, and we just like to keep up with them because, they were such an important part of our 4 years there. And, it's hard to find friends as a young adult.
Yeah, that's fair. And I want you to say more about that. Why do you feel like that's the case?
Oh my gosh, I think it's due to just scared of other people. Like you. I've got my friends. I've got like my family, and then it's like these strangers out there that, and I think social media is like dictating a lot about what should and shouldn't be, like what a good friend is, what a not good friend is, but it's like a lot of just spending time with somebody else, and you don't want to spend that much time into somebody else if they're like a terrible person. So
that's fair. That's fair. Yeah. It's like the I don't know, just like fatigue, like the social fatigue of like going through that process and like, okay, I'm getting to know someone, I'm taking time, investing time with them.
Yeah.
And then like somewhere along the way, you find something that's like,
yeah, maybe we just don't vibe in that particular area.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know.
But for some people, like, that's the thing. It's like, if we don't vibe in a particular area, that means we can't be friends. And it's like, well, that's not how, like, friendship should work.
Yeah.
Like, we should be friends with people, not just people who think like us and, like, believe the same as us, but we should be able to be friends with people who maybe don't vibe on a specific topic, but we do have commonality in other ways. And that's the thing I think that gets lost in, like, building connection with people. But, I mean, it's dope to hear that, like, that's kind of where you're finding refuge right now. It's really cool. Like, I didn't know you led a Discord group. Like, that's really dope, man. Like, I like
co-lead it. I really should give more props to my cousin Brock, who also helps me lead it.
Okay.
So
sweet. So, I mean, let's get a little bit into your background, man. So, like, you were born in Leesburg, right?
Hey, this is the first time. Oh my gosh, this is actually on camera the first time.
This is history right now. Like, this is the first time because I feel like I've said like Leesboro, like
you've gotten it close.
Leesville.
You've gotten it very close.
Everything but Leesburg.
Yeah.
So you're born in Leesburg, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. And you're raised there as well?
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, take us back to then. Like, what was like in Leesburg?
The funny thing is, not only is Leesburg the place that I was born, but it's where my mom was born and it's where my dad grew up.
Okay.
So everybody kind of knows, like, the friend family because they're established and, like, they volunteer for so many different things. So kind of growing up, it's like, you know, you look just like your dad. You know, it is like, I saw your grandpa on the school board. Your uncle is great at 8th grade science. He loves teaching it. And I was like,
just like, who are you again?
And I was like, I held you as a baby. That's my favorite one.
Oh man,
I held you as a baby. I'm like, I don't know you.
Man, that's so cringe to say sometimes. It's like, dude, I don't know who you are. Like,
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
So it was like that for a long time, and the same building houses the elementary, middle, and high school.
Okay.
So, I got really comfortable in that building and in that, like, season of life of, like, just school, summer, back to school, then Christmas, then you go to both grandparents. Like, everybody also that's related to me, like, lives like 15 minutes away. Almost all the aunts and uncles, almost like both sets of grandparents.
Yeah.
So I like to think that I grew up very blessed and privileged to have that kind of environment where, like, it took a village to raise me, you know? And I think I'm very grateful for that because that leads to a lot of different sources, like, coming into my life and pouring into me. Maybe when my parents, like, needed a break. Yeah. And also, you know, growing up in a small town, USA, I would love it. But other people, like my wife, they're like, man, you grew up in a small town. You must have done nothing there.
Yeah,
I'm like, no. We went to other people's houses. That was where the events were had. We did not go to, like, a third place. But yeah, it was just such a blessing to be a part of that and be a part of my church there. That was mostly consistent of my family as well.
Nice.
It allowed me to be kind of best friends with my cousins and best friends with my, like, brothers, my one brother. And so I really look fondly upon that time, but I don't wish I would go back. Even though that did happen for a time.
Okay.
I was like... But yeah.
Okay, no, I hear you. I love that. Just that ideal. It feels to me like the ideal kind of, like, raising and upbringing. Like, you know, man, like, you to have all your family around, everyone's, like, within a certain distance from each other. Like, that's a huge blessing because all of our family, when, like, growing up, was scattered. Like, well, we had a few, like, uncles that lived close by when we were living in Texas, but, like. with my family being military and moving around so much, like that wasn't the case. Like we were always, going to the next place, it seemed like. And so then you kind of like develop these muscles of like, all right, I'm not going to get close to anybody because if I do, my heart's going to be broken. As soon as I find out, we got to go to the next duty station. And it's so like, tragic. So like for someone like you, I mean, I in some ways like envy that like upbringing of like, we were in this place. This is the place that we were in. I stayed here most of my life. Most of my family was around. Like, that's huge, man. Like, I love that you got to experience that, honestly.
Yeah. It's such a blessing. And also like, I think what really helped build that community was my grandparents like would constantly want to like get together and even like the closest house to my church was my grandparents' house and we would have Sunday lunch there. We'd just go from church to Sunday lunch and then like everybody's there. It's like it's just like chaos.
Yeah. But the best kind of chaos.
Especially when the Bengals are doing terrible. We're a big Bengals fan.
Okay, got you. Okay. No, I love that, man. I love that. No, just the image of like seeing you guys sitting around the TV watching a Bengals game like that. I mean, that's beautiful in my mind. So I don't think many people know this. Maybe they do. Yeah. But you went to Asbury, right?
Yes. Yeah. Went to Asbury.
Yeah. And you were there specifically during the time, like when, all the revivals and stuff were breaking out, right?
Yes.
So talk to us about all of that, man. Like I mean, I don't know a whole lot about it. I just remember, man, I don't even remember where I was when all this stuff started happening. I think I might have been at Rivers Crossing during the time, but I just remember hearing about, there's a revival breaking out, like, and people showing like these videos of like worship and all these different things. Like, what was going on during all that time as someone who was got a like first-hand experience at it? Like, what was happening during all that?
Okay, I'm gonna give some like additional context to like why I went to Asbury because I think it's a little bit important.
Please do.
So I originally went to another college in Kentucky, and it was during COVID. It was like 2021, and I was just not having a good time. And I was like, I don't know what to do in this season of life, really. Like, I'm not sure, like, because my high school experience was so great, and then to kind of be left, like, on a cliff on college, and I was just like, it was just a very confusing time. And so I dedicated like a lot of time to prayer and a lot of time to like, what do you want from me? The young adult Christian question of our age. And like, I specifically remember being like kind of pushed towards Asbury, like, and I was like, okay, like I'm going to trust you. I'm going to go out on this limb. I'm going to transfer. And so that's what I did. And I think it was just the right call. It was just the right call. It was the right decision. Everybody's there is great. The services there are just amazing. And now we're going to get into the Asbury Revival. For Asbury, we have chapel on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And it was February 8th, 2023.
Okay.
And this guy named Zach Mearcreeps was giving a message. And I really encourage anybody to go and like listen to an Asbury like chapel message, because it is like, especially if you're a young adult, like it is like deeply personal. It's like speaking to like the struggles of the Gen Z early college, like, and it was just one of those messages that was just really resonant, but it wasn't as resonant as any other message.
Okay.
And like I was sitting there, and it was like a really good message, but I got to get to class.
Yeah.
And so I went to class, and I went to my like next class, and then like at 1 p.m. one of my friends texted me, and they're like, there are still people in the chapel. And I was like, really? Like, I gotta go see this. Charlie Knox.
Okay.
Charlie Knox sent me
Shout
that
out
message.
Charlie.
Shout out Charlie. And I went in there, and it's just like scattered, and there's just people praying, people worshiping, people putting their hands up, people just kneeling at the altar.
Yeah.
Just being really moved by the Spirit, and it was just such a kind of surreal moment, because this kind of stuff happens maybe at a specific revival event, or a specific, this is named like this, but it was just, these kids had class, and they wanted to worship more, they wanted to be in God's presence more, and the next days that followed that were people in Asbury being like, hey, come to chapel, there's something going on. And then that led to Asbury professors leading their kids into the chapel, canceling their classes, let's go to chapel.
Wow.
And then we're also close to the University of Kentucky's campus. So their crew and their Christian organizations started coming down here, and eventually starts to lead this kind of movement where every day it gets a little bit more full, a little bit more full, a little bit more full, but the presence is still there.
Yeah.
And some people slept through the night.
That's insane.
Just in pews.
That's insane.
And there was just a lot of great stuff. People were being freed from addictions of sin, and people were just praising God, and people were confessing stuff, and the not the congregation, but the other students there were we see you, we hear you, and God still loves you, and God wants to reconcile with you. Let you have removed a barrier for yourself to be more connected with God. Praise God for that.
Yeah.
And it was just so supportive of the people that got up and were saying stuff. And of course, there was just guitars up there, and if you wanted to lead worship, you just went up there.
Wow.
When it got really big, I think they only allowed Asbury students to go up there, and Asbury faculty and stuff.
Yeah.
But it just grew. It just grew out of a place of just humbleness, out of reverence, out of desperation. I feel because it's a tough world out there, and you want your soul to find rest in something, and I feel a lot of rest was found there. For the people that were at Asbury, and then also for the people that came to Asbury from Texas to Colorado to Washington to just a couple people that come from China.
That's insane, bro.
So yeah, it's I love talking about it, and it is the question that is most asked of an Asbury student in that era.
Yeah.
How was the revival?
No, I mean, I think it's just, I feel like most people just don't experience something like that. You know what I'm saying? And especially in an organic way. There's been plenty of churches, and I've been to some of those nights where they're putting on a revival night. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's that is something completely different than, like you said, we're in chapel. This is just what we do. Y'all do chapel, whatever. You said every Monday,
Wednesday, Friday.
Yeah, this is just what we do 3 times a week.
Yeah.
And randomly one day, this sermon goes up. It's impactful, but not as, not more impactful than the other ones. This is just a normal Monday, normal Wednesday, whatever.
Yeah.
And here's organically, this whole thing just breaks out. That's completely different. And I think most Christians, I feel don't experience an organic move of God like that. honestly in their lifetime. Some of them don't, unfortunately. And so, yeah, it makes sense why people would like be like, man, like talk to me about that. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I remember seeing the videos. Like, I mean, it was all over. I mean, it was everywhere. Like it was. I feel like every time I turned on TV, looked on social media, it was like, here's what's happening in Asbury. I'm like, I don't even know what Asbury is. like I had no idea like what Asbury was. I had no idea like any of that stuff until the revival happened.
Yeah.
And so, man, the fact that you got a front row seat to that is like actually kind of crazy. Like, what do you think? I mean, I hear you saying like there was like a desperation, right? Like, do you feel like where do you think that came from? Where was that birthed out of? Was it like just, do you feel like there was like a dry season at Asbury before then that where the students kind of found themselves in a place of like, man, we're just hungry for God? Or do you think maybe it was like y'all's generation or age group that kind of like it contributed to that type thing? What do you think it was?
I think it was just enough people that were like really going through it. And really going through it means different things to different people. Like maybe it was just a tough semester, maybe it was just a tough season, but like enough people kind of came together that like the revival was able to happen. Or the outpouring was able to happen. There's a lot of words for it.
Yeah.
But I think also, this is my personal perspective, like it's part of our, generation. And like, Gen Z is not really as Christian as the previous generations. And I think like a lot of that is just like, God, do you still see us?
Yeah.
Even though like we're not here in the amount of numbers that previous generations are, do you still see us? Do you still hear us? Do you still like, are you still with us?
Yeah.
And I feel like, Asbury did a good job of like digging into that. And I mean, there was like a lot of, there's a lot of services there that could spark that revival.
Yeah.
And so what I would caution is like, this was not a one-off thing. This was not a sermon that was like so good and so like poignant that it itself is like flipped around, but it was like the constant pouring into like the faculty praying over the students before the, just like, people saying like yes to God in moments where struggle is happening.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was a beautiful thing to witness. And even services like into my senior year, because this happened in my sophomore year, like there'd be people that lingered after services. And I was kind of one of them. Like you want to be there, you want to like feel God's presence, and you want to know that He's with you, and that your life has something outside of itself.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so I think that it was very, very special for a lot of people, but especially the Asbury students and the college students that were there. I feel like it was kind of for them. Yeah, but that's my personal opinion. But like,
yeah, absolutely.
But it's for them.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, man, I think, man, there's so many different places I want to go with this. This is great. Man, I think number one, to your point, like, I don't know. I don't know if I agree. I don't know if I agree with. You're good. I don't know if I agree with the statement you made of like, Gen Z not being as Christian. I would argue that I think Gen Z is more Christian than the millennials and the previous generations, for the simple fact that you guys are able to just be completely like authentic and raw with who you are, and that part of you doesn't like leave when it comes to your expression of faith. Like it's like you bring all of that into it. And I think, man, and this is just coming from someone who's like, I guess I would be technically considered a millennial. Some people, I guess, would call me as a millennial. I was born in 96. I don't know. There's a bunch of different calendars, and they all say different things about where you fall and all this other stuff. Coming from a millennial, I see more of my generation. While there was like, I mean, I remember college and high school, like, I mean, youth groups being packed out. Like, I mean, we were there in numbers, but like, I think the amount of like raw, just like unfiltered, just brokenness before God was not as prevalent in my generation as it is in y'all's. Where I think, man, what I witnessed coming up when I was, you know, in that time, in that stage of my life, was like a lot of people who professed Jesus as their Lord and Savior, who said like, oh no, I am a Christian. And would go to like the big youth groups. Like we had, so I was a part of this youth group. I probably shouldn't shout them out because then what I'm about to say is going to put a bad light on them. But they've maybe grown since then. Anyway, I was a part of this youth group, and you know, we'd go. It was really popular. Like they had all kinds of crazy cool merch. Like all of the students at my school, we'd go there together, and you know, we'd have a great time at youth group. But then like, it's like the after party, if you call it that or whatever, like where, you know, you'd see like people who were like, yeah, no, I'm going to do this or do that. It was very much so like sloppy grace in the sense of like, we're going to put on this image in front of, you know, who we're in front of at the time of like, oh yeah, we're Christian and we're living for God. But then like behind closed doors, it was always like a separate, like double life type thing going on. Whereas, you know, again, I feel the feeling I get from Gen Z is like, man, I'm going to bring all my crap to God. Like, I'm not going to hide it and try to be perfect in front of him. I'm going to just lay it at his feet, like kind of thing. And so I think I got to give your generation a little bit more credit. I mean, while you guys may not show up in the numbers or whatever the case may be, like because of like that, just that raw nature about who you guys are, like I think that all of us, you know, millennials, Gen X, you know, boomers, everyone can like look at you guys' generation and learn something from you guys about what it means to truly be broken before God and what he's able to do with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so moving a little bit along the road, along your journey in life. So you go to Asbury. I want to hear about, so you graduate, and after you graduate, how do you end up finding your way to Northminster?
This is a crazy story.
Okay.
So after Asbury, me and my fiance, Alex, decide that we're going to work at the university for the summer. Just like I'm helping out with camps. She's helping out with like IT stuff.
Nice.
She's doing like live events. And we're like looking for jobs, as you do.
Yeah, right out of college. Yeah.
And at that time, I was really nervous because I keep hearing things about like, oh, it's really rough out there. It's really hard out there. And I was like, oh my gosh, is it? Is it really hard out there?
Yeah.
I'm not sure I'm ready for that.
Yeah.
And I was offered a couple opportunities that were honestly not that great.
Okay.
But I was just like, that was kind of my fear talking.
Yeah.
Of like, well, if you're not going to get anything, like it's better to have something than nothing.
Yeah.
And my fiance Alex got this job at CHCA.
Okay.
As a AV tech. And she was originally like not gonna call them back, and I was like, hey, just call them back. And it was just like one afternoon I was just like, yeah, just call them back and see what happens. So she ends up getting the job. And then after the summer ends, we both move in to my parents' house.
Okay.
she's staying in this very small converted like storage space, converted into a bedroom. Thank you, Mom. I appreciate you.
Shout out moms.
Yeah. And she starts going to work every day as we try to find an apartment.
Yeah.
Fast forward a little bit. I find some freelance work that I do occasionally. And then Alex's boss, Jim Jung, he was like, hey, I have a son, Colin Jung, that is, he works at Northminster and they're looking for a production director. And I was like, that would be perfect. I would love to work at a church, actually. And, you know, I got contacted from this weird guy named Mike Steele.
Weird.
I didn't originally have his number, and I was like, "Who's texting me?" And we just eventually like started talking, and you know, I feel like a lot of people that work at church staffs don't like realize that that's what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
I ultimately kind of went into my field because I always wanted to work with people, and I never wanted to be constrained to doing just individual work for whatever. I always wanted to be like a part of a collaboration team and stuff like that. And it just turns out it was just a really, really good fit. And Tom Haynes showed me all the ropes and showed me, you know, what I was doing. He also gave me a lot of encouragement. Like he's like this guy that's very experienced in the like audio and visual world, and I'm just kind of like getting into it, and I'm like, hey, am I doing this right? And he's like, you're doing great. Like, you have great instincts. And I was like, thank you.
Yeah. My favorite thing about seeing you guys together was the fact that you guys almost look like father and son. Like, it was crazy. Like, both had glasses, kind of had similar hairstyles. Like, so like he's like teaching you all this stuff, and I'm like, man, look at Tom training up his son. Yeah. That's so great.
Jason swears by the that we have the same walk.
Really?
Yes. Apparently he's like, you and Tom Haynes have the exact same walk.
I need to pay attention to how you walk now. That's insane.
But yeah.
It's really cool, man. Yeah, I remember the early conversations around you, particularly. And that's something that we also have in common as well, is that Colin was my connection point into Northminster as well. So shout out to Colin, man. We miss you. We love you.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have a job.
No, same. No, literally same. So, that's really dope, man. Just the number one, his heart, like, to always be just a connector, you know what I'm saying? And a problem solver in that way is really dope. But, so yeah, I remember, like I said, I remember the conversations around you, and I was like, at the time, both me and Colin were like, whew. Someone a little bit younger, yay! Like, you know,
and there's no Power Rangers references.
Right. No offense to like the older generation, the older crowds, nothing like that. It's just, you know, sometimes like when because at the time it was just me and him that were like the younger ones on staff.
Young bucks.
Yeah, it was just me and him like doing a bunch of crazy stuff, like you said, like making signs with like Power Rangers on them because we love Power Rangers, like. You know what I'm saying? Like, so to then be like, oh yeah, here's this guy. And I remember we both like, we looked up your Facebook and we were like, oh, he looks fun. Like we were very, very excited.
I've got to check my Facebook now.
Yeah. There was nothing crazy. It was just like, you know, like, I don't know. It looked like you were like, we looked at some photos. You were like goofing off with your friends, doing videos, stuff like that. Like, and we're like, oh yeah, he's gonna fit in just right. And that was I think that was like the first question we asked you was like, who your favorite Power Ranger was.
Yeah. I was like, I came prepared for this.
Yeah.
6-year-old me is very excited.
Right. So, man, there was just a lot of excitement around it, and you did not disappoint in any area. As soon as you came on, dude, like the energy that you brought, just the openness of like, hey, what if we were to try this? What if we tried that? And you being willing to play, as Sarah would say, just being willing to play and just let's figure things out together. while we're trying to reach people with the message of the gospel like that. I don't know. I can't say enough how much we needed you here, man. We really did.
Thank you.
So I want to hear a little bit about, because right after you got hired, not you, but Colin got an opportunity.
Yeah.
He leaves, and so now there's this hole in the staff of like, dang, we don't have a creative director, and you kind of absorbed that role, and so now you're production director and creative director.
Mm-hmm.
You got two hats.
I have two hats.
So, like, talk to me a little bit about, I guess, some of the joys and some of the challenges that come with that.
I think some of the joys come in where I have always been a person that that does multiple things. Mm-hmm. And my wife Alex can attest to this. I have always overbooked myself in college because I wanted to do too many things.
Yeah.
And so that is kind of the, reaffirming some of my skills, being like, oh, like this is where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
And like I get to experience and learn new things, from you, from Mike, from other people. And like that's what I really enjoy, is like working on just a bunch of different things, because it's like it's everything from designing like things to like implementing them in service.
Yes.
So it's kind of the entire breadth of the creative process is covered.
Yeah.
And I've just really enjoyed that, to see like projects from start to finish. And just learning new things, learning about, some like After Effects stuff that I didn't really know about. Like there's some Adobe like programs that haven't really touched.
Yeah. And
just to get to learn all about that stuff, and then be a part of like the creative vision that we cast for where do you think God is taking this congregation? Where do you think and how do we want to depict that visually?
Yeah.
Like inside those conversations, it has been like really good. Challenges. As a creative director and a production director, you cannot be in two places at once.
Yes. It's very true.
I know you feel this. I know you feel this sometimes.
Multiple ways, yeah.
And sometimes it's really hard to be like, I would like to do some creative stuff right now. But there's some production stuff that is more urgent at the current moment. And I always love helping people out. I love doing that. But having to say no, I have to do this thing.
Yeah.
I got to do this thing. I'm so sorry. And give some responsibility to some other people when I just don't have time to do all that, because production is taken up a little bit more this week. And
yeah.
And so I always just feel terrible. I should do this. It's my job, but it's that's probably the most difficult part, is just being you're juggling.
Yeah.
And you want to do it well, but sometimes you need help, and it hurts for me to say this, I need help.
Yeah.
I got to humble myself enough to say that.
Yes. No, I agree.
So
I agree. No, I mean similar kind of struggle and pressure as well of being in the communication seat. There's still so much within that, and I don't think it's said enough how much of that is also creative. You have this branch off of it's the emails, and it's it's announcements and all this other stuff, but then it's also hey, you got to manage social media and get creative in thinking about what are we going to post, how are we going to post, some of the design work around that. And so it's just okay, and then also how does that all then funnel back into the making of sermon series and the language around that. Okay, now, okay, if this is the language of that and the communication of that, then how do we, like you said, visually make these two things become one and like bring some cohesion to it? So it does sometimes feel, I feel that same pressure of like, dang, like there's all these different things that I got to do. That, and one of them is, and there's a set of them that are like my job, and then there's a set of them that are like an offshoot of it. All right, I'm juggling as well, and so it's just kind of like I don't know, man. But one of the things I appreciate about you and that I've seen just in your time here, man, is just like I feel like we're very much so aligned in the heart behind all of it. Like some of the conversations that we've had in our office, just in our our newly renovated office.
Yes,
love our office, but man, like some of the conversations we've had in there, just of like church creative and like what all that is, and like some of the missteps that we've seen, like, and even ways that we can make make it better at our church, like in our roles, like. I love that the heart behind it always goes back to like our mission, the spread of the gospel, right? Like none of this is about like vanity or like let's just do what's cool or let's just do what's trending. It's like no, like how do we tell the best stories, like whether that's visually through the creative or even through just our announcements or our digital front door, like. How do we tell these stories in a way that's compelling and that is honoring to not only God but to the position that He allowed us to be in? You know what I'm saying? Like, and so, man, I love that. I feel like I remember the first conversation we had around that. I was like, oh, okay, I feel great. I feel okay now. Like, because I think Colin had just left, and Mike had just announced that you had absorbed his role. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Like,
and I just moved down to the office.
You had just moved down to the office, and we had that conversation. And I was like, man, okay, everything's gonna be all right. Everything's gonna be okay. It's gonna be good. Like, because obviously, like when you go from having a single person for each role to like now someone else is absorbing two roles. Of course, there's some concern because you're like, okay, well, I don't want them to burn out. I
appreciate it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and then there's the other thing of like, I want to make sure, you want to make sure that they carry the same heart. Like, and what was so interesting about your transition into that was the fact that like, you didn't have like any, at least now you correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah. I don't think you had any formal training like with Colin where he was like, hey, these are the things.
No.
And there's no diss to Colin at all, but it's just like he was already gone by the time I think you had absorbed his role. Yeah. So it was like, okay, like, all right. So that was just another worry of mine of like, okay, well, he got time with Tom, but he didn't really get time with Colin to like figure out what even this is. So it was like, okay, like, is he going to be okay? Like, is everything going to be fine? And after that conversation, I was like, oh yeah, he's good. He's good. He's got the heart, like, for sure. So that's one thing I can't say enough how much I admire that about you, man.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And I just want to, take this time and take this moment to say, people of Northminster, you got to thank your communication director. Stop by the office and thank him. I work in the office with this guy. He works so hard on all the social media, on all the website stuff, like. And there's not a thing that goes out to the congregation that this guy doesn't touch. So thank your local communication director.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it. I mean, it is a lot.
I want to take stuff off your plate too.
Yeah. I want
to make sure you're not like burnt out as well.
No, I appreciate it. And I felt that. And I think like, man, the more, the more time passes and the more like we, stay locked in with each other, I think, because that was so much of what it was with me and Colin was like, man, okay, we're just locked in, and there was like not necessarily a trust, but it was just like I don't know. He was already there, so it was kind of more of the trust lied on in his end of like he had to trust me to like, all right, I throw some stuff at me, like I'll do social media. I think at that time they were doing like photos here and there, like graphics here and there, but there wasn't like a huge presence. So it was like, hey, you do this, and I'll handle like the church the sermon series graphics and like sermon series work and like any of that stuff. So yeah, I think it's taking some time for sure, but I think we're on the right trajectory of like, okay, you're like now handling sermon series stuff, and like there's a new sermon series about to come up that like I'm excited for everybody to see these graphics for the new sermon series. Like he was cooking with grease for sure with this one. So
thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited to continue to kind of figure out like to play and to just figure out what's our thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause that's the one thing that I've had to learn with this transition. It's like, okay, well, and it's the same thing that we talked about with Abigail too, of like, well, Abigail's not Trudy. So you can't expect the same thing out of Abigail because she's her own person. And so the connection I have with Colin is going to be different than the connection I have with you. And so trying to figure out like, okay, what's ours? You know what I'm saying? Like we created something, and not to say that that's over, but it's just like he's not here. So now it's me and you. And now we've got to create something that works for us. And so, yeah, man, I feel like we're like having a low-key therapy session together. But man, like, I mean, it is, it's an honor to work beside you, to work shoulder to shoulder with you.
Same.
The fact that you are the Red Ranger to my Black Ranger. For obvious reasons. No, I'm playing. But it's fun doing what we do, and like I said, I'm looking forward to like I said, just finding what our thing is, man. Yeah. Like, and I guess I'll kick that back to you to ask, like, what do you feel like our thing is, but what are you excited about? Like, what's on your mind that you're like, oh man, I can't wait to do this?
I think I'm excited to put on events and create stuff that makes people go, oh, this church is the real deal. That's what I want. That's kind of like the goal I'm striving towards, is like, like when somebody was like, hey, you want to go to Northminster? Like, I want people to be like, oh, like, here's this graphic, here's this thing, like, here's this video, like, they're doing it, and I want people to be like, oh, like this church is locked in. Yeah. Like, this church is on point. Like, they believe what they say, and they're willing to, like, stake their time, stake their money, and stake their values upon that. And because we're followers of Christ, like, through and through. Yeah. So, vague answer, but that's kind of what I want.
No, I think I would agree. Like, I think like, again, and for me, just thinking about your story, like just the context of where you're coming from, again, it feels like that is something that's very much so accomplishable with you in that seat of like, man, from having a strong family foundation to being at a college, like being someone who even cares enough to like ask God at the age that you were at of like, what do you want from me? Like, what do you want me to do? And then to be obedient, not only just asking, but then to be obedient, going to Asbury, like, experiencing the revival, like, all the things that shaped you for where you are right now. It's like, yeah, no, absolutely. I think like, because here's the thing, man, anyone can have, skill, like, what I'm saying, like experience and like doing whatever thing that, and all of that can be taught, right? Like it's hard to teach someone how to have the right heart behind what you're doing. Like that's something it's just really hard to get across, and you already possess it. So now it's just like, okay, cool, like we can rock. Like let's just rock and figure this thing out. And like I think that will be something that is said. You know what I'm saying, within the next few years. I mean, honestly, I feel like with just from like how you are starting, like, and with the next sermon series, like the work that you're putting into that, I'm like, yeah, like it probably won't be the end of this year before people are coming in and they're like, oh no, they're locked in creatively. And I think, man, again, that's just evident of your gift, your gracing, like the call on your life, all of that stuff. And so, yeah, man, like I said, I'm grateful that you're in the seat and that we get to do it together, shoulder to shoulder, for sure. So,
man, thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah, absolutely. So how we normally end this out, because you sit behind the camera most of the time.
Every once in a while, yeah.
Yeah. So how we normally end this thing out typically is we ask the question of, all right, what are we sending the people out into the world with? What is God teaching you right now that you feel like could encourage everyone who's listening, our audience? What are you sending them out with?
I thought about this question the hardest when you sent it to me. Ever since college, God has always been teaching me the power of yeet, if you will.
The power of yeet?
I'm
so excited.
I wanted to make it kind of interesting because, if you can think of something that is good to do for somebody else, I don't want you to overthink it. Just go do it. Is my downstairs neighbor, because I live in an apartment, is my downstairs neighbor struggling to pick up her stuff and move boxes in? Just go help.
Yeah.
Don't overthink it. Just yeet yourself. This is very Gen Z, very millennial thing to say. I
love this though. This is great.
I'm not sure how to explain it to older people. Just give yourself freely, because it's a good thing to do.
Yeah.
Don't overthink yourself to be like, oh well, it'd be weird. No, it won't be weird. Once you start and do it. So I feel like, to send the people out with if I get an inclination that I need to pray for this person, if I get an inclination that this person needs help, if I get an inclination that this person just needs encouragement, I want you to just go and do it. Before your body is ready, almost.
Yeah.
Because that's half the battle.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, in that, I feel like is something that, man, that's gonna stay with me for a long time.
Hey.
But just, I think that's embodied in your essence as a human being, as a person, is what I feel. Just that, I don't know, how to describe it. It's almost just like not a blind faith, but just like man, I'm just willing to do it. Whatever it is. Because I mean, you have your hand in a bunch of different things. And one of the things that I never hear is this thing of oh, well, if Jason's asking you, hey, can you come help me with something? It's not well, that's not my job, so no. You know what I'm saying? Even, and it's valid, because it's yeah, that's not technically your job, but it's okay, cool, yeah, I'll come help. And that's just a part of our staff, right? The whole idea of drop and jump in. We just go, we just do it. Whatever it is, if it's work related, I think the analogy being spread across to more of a faith kind of arena feels that's something that all of us as Christians should be doing. Is no, before you can think yourself out of it, before you can be oh, let's rationalize my way out of doing this thing that I feel maybe could be God asking me to step out in faith and do something. No, eat that thing and just
Yes.
do it. Just do it.
Yeah.
Like,
and I think I was trying to bring in like a scriptural reference, so I'm not like just talking, but like, you know, it says Galatians or Ephesians.
Okay.
Who knows? But after it gets done saying the fruits of the Spirit, it says, against such things there is no law. So if there's no law against it, just go and do it. Like, just allow your heart to be filled. Allow other people's like hearts to be filled by just doing something like very good that is for another person. It's it seems so simple.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
But in the moment, we just like get like, oh well, I just don't know. Like this is like something that I think only like weird Christian people would do, like my grandma. Like
No, but I mean, to your point, like even like, okay, then there's the verse of like, oh, well, you know, we are God's workmanship, created for good works.
Jesus. Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're created for good works. Like, that was the reason why he made us. So like, yeah, like don't, like you said, like if there's no law against these things, like, and we've received so much, like that's the thing. That's the part that I think that we have to get a revelation on, is that, we've received so much in terms of like God's love, God's grace, God's mercy. Like every breath that we take is evidence of his mercy, right? Like all of these things we've received a ton. So how can we have received all these things and then just sit on it and not, and there not be an outpouring of love from us to other people of like, man, like, and not for any reason, not because I want you to come to my church, not because I want you to be like, I want to convert you or anything, like, because it's not on us to do that, right? Like that's the work of the Holy Spirit, right? So like, like, just like, I always tell my wife, I would say like, man, we gotta just Nike that joint. Like just Nike it. Just Nike it and just do it. Whatever the thing is, like if God is calling you to do it, that's what we're leaving you with today. If God is calling you to do it, if you feel like, like I have this overwhelming sense and this overwhelming feeling of like, I need to do this thing, just do it. Before you can even rationalize yourself out of it, just quickly obey. And I think that there's blessing for you on the other side of that. Not necessarily financial or anything like that, but man, like just you know, the fruit of the Spirit.
Yes. Like participating in the work of Jesus Christ. Yes. Being the hands and feet of Jesus. Yeah. Like that is such a reward in itself, just being a part of that.
Correct. Yeah. No, dude. All right, man. Riley's over here preaching, man. I got excited just now. Shoot, we need to get a little end table, and we need to put a little Bible up under here, so that we can genius. So we can kind of like reference as we're like, because that got me fired up. Just I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, awesome. No, go forth into the world, do good works, man. That's what we were created for. That's what God put us here for, and I appreciate you guys tuning in to another episode of the Outpost Podcast. Riley, you've been amazing. Oh. We'll have to do it again.
Absolutely. At some point. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Deontay.
Yeah, absolutely. Until next time, guys, we'll see you. Peace.